My name is Michael Kandiu. I am a candidate for NCD Regional seat for 2022 and my box number is 19.
Voting leader, fighting him, you meet. Voting Michael Kandiu.
My reason to contest the NCD Regional seat is basically to provide basic services to the residents of NCD. People need better health services. Our children need better education and a safe environment for both mostly to live and work. I want to basically provide accommodation for teachers in NCD because I've seen a lot of teachers are sleeping in settlements and coming to work, even the public servants. I will make sure that all the schools that teachers are teaching, they should have right to an accommodation. And that is my view. Human resource in this country, our teachers are behind that, so we need to look after the teachers. Why are we overlooking the teachers? Also in education, I want to build an advanced technical school. It's more like a TAFE college in Australia to give a second chance to all the grade 10 and grade 12 dropouts. Also, in part of my education priorities, I want to build extra classrooms for the students because the ratio of students to one teacher is 60 to 70. That's not appropriate. My second priority is create wealth for the residents of NCD. Number one is take back NCD and take back NCDC and take back UDL or portion of land being occupied by others. Take back NCD. I want to take back all the recent business like Kaiba, truck shops, little business, tire sales. These are recent business, tailoring business that a mother should do. These are recent business for public. I don't understand why are we allowing our foreigners to operate Kaiba, truck shops, tire sales, even tailoring. So those are the reasons that I want to make sure that if I become the governor of the city, I want to revisit those places, and it has to be owned by a public unions. And if a foreigners they want to run, they can run a restaurant. There's no problem on that. If they want to order tire and bring tire, process tire factory here, that's fine. But not running a tire service here. These are services for public unions. So I want to create wealth for people. I want to encourage and empower public unions to do their own business. So being in this capital city, I don't want to see foreigners to run car. That's it. This is small business for public. I need to protect the business interest for my public unions. So that's the reason why I should take back NCD. Number two is take back NCDC. I'm seeing a lot of big contracts they're given out to certain individuals. We should give it to every public unions to participate in the spin-off of the money that's budget or contract in NCD. So when I become the governor of the city, I will terminate the contract of PNG Gardner. I will terminate the contract for Wesco, the cleaning company. I will terminate the contract of Phonics. I will terminate the contract for yoga contract. You see, these contracts are supposed to be given directly to the people of Papua New Guinea to direct participate in NCD. If we are giving it to 4 different people and they're benefiting, that's not right. So that's why I want to make sure the money must go channeled through to the people. The life of the people must be changed. The settlement people, Motukoitabuan people, the residents of NCD. You should get direct contract from NCD. Not only one person is benefiting. I want to see money spread out to the people. I want big contracts like the road constructions. It's only one company is doing that. We have Republicans can do a 10 million job, 20 million job, 50 million job. So why all the roads in this city we're giving it to foreigners? Who's foreigners? So that's why I want to terminate the contract of foreigners. All the construction, road construction, maintenance are going in the cities given to foreigners. I want to terminate that. It must be given a 10 million job, 5 million job, 2 million job to Papua New Guinea to do that job. And also I want to terminate the yoga contract, a 50 million kina contract for the last 20 years. Why can we are giving to we simply can walk physically. The people we are naturally public and we can actually walk and do exercise. It's part of our life. We don't need some woman to come and teach us to walk and jump up and down and you're paying 50 million kina to one particular woman. So I want to terminate this contract and use this money to at least empower mothers, buy some sewing machines, give it to the mothers, the vulnerable mothers, at least put some money into the bank and let them borrow, and they just do some working capital and they can start. Or buy a scooter and give it to these mothers, and at least we empower them from the informal sector to an SME. When you talk about an SME, how do you bring them from the informal sector up? You have to start them basically from the informal sector, create some little market for them, buy a scooter, give it to them, and then they make some little money, they come out of them, or a space for them to operate a car bar, second-hand clothes, or do a tailoring themselves. So that is why when I become the governor, I want to terminate these big 4 contracts, particularly given to one particular or 4 particular people. I'm not scared to say that. I want to do it for my public needs. Furthermore, in terms of work creation that I'm talking about is, I've seen a lot of people have been suffering, so that is the reason why I want to make sure that these funds, these contracts goes down to our people. I want to see them, people, the wages they're getting is not sufficient. People are still living below poverty. People are still, the price of goods has gone up. And that is a pain in me. I just want to see a change in this, in the lives of these people. Therefore, they must participate in the spin of the business in NCD. I must give contract to them directly to my volunteers, and the people can get direct, benefits from it. They're giving out jobs and contracts. Third priority is urbanization. We need to change all the settlements to suburb. 47 years of independence, and you cannot say that people are still living in the settlements. If Singapore, a security guard, even a cleaner can live in a condominium, an apartment, why not in Port Moresby? Why can we create and build one Port Moresby? We've been neglecting this sector of the people who will be living in settlements. Most of the labor force are coming from the settlements. People cannot afford to buy rentals, high rentals, and they're forced to live in the settlements to come. So these are public servants we are talking. These are people working in a company. The major workforce is building this capital for Moresby City. My view is to change the settlement to a suburb. It's been over long due in 47 years. And these are people that build this city. So why can't we at least change the settlement to a suburb? It's not hard. These are public needs. They deserve a better water service, electricity, sewage. They're supposed to live in a good accommodation, good house. They're not foreigners. Why are we evicting them? Why are we evicting them from the land?
Give him both one long Michael Kandiu.
Number 4, the priority is health. In Port Moresby General Schools, we have over 1 million population. Classic example is when you go to 3 Mile, a patient goes there, he sits in the waiting area, or even the outpatient from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock, and it's overcrowded, and some people even die while waiting. They die in the emergency. So you talk about Garo Clinic and all these little clinics. So we don't need a clinic. We need to build a hospital. When I'm talking about a hospital, the Urbanization Hospital is a referral hospital. It's for the country, for the entire country. We residents of NCD are benefiting from that. We need our own 2 big hospitals. NCDC residents need 2 separate hospitals. I don't want to see the residents to go there and sit there in outpatient and die there. We must have 2 of our own, hospitals starting next year. And also, I want to commit another 20 million kina to Urbanization General Hospital in the budget, so that they can have a specialized unit being started, like kidney transplant, heart transplant, or cervical cancer treatment. So because we are the residents, although this is a national function hospital, but we are residents of NCD, we are getting service on this hospital, so we must put the money in there, so we must get this benefit, these healthcare services. So I plan to also, when I build these 2 new hospitals, for most new hospitals will be only referral hospital. There will be no more emergency there. All the emergency will be taken back to these 2 hospitals, one in Moresby South and one in Northeast and Northwest. So we are praying ourselves. So we will be concentrating on specialized. It will be a referral hospital for right across the country. So in NCD, these 2 hospitals will service all our populations here. So that's what I'm looking at it. So by time now, we're going to invest money in health. And health is the basic health services, basic health care that how people need. We can't be putting money in infrastructure when somebody is dying from a curable disease like cervic cancer, kidney transplant. Although yes, you said we need a road infrastructure, but lives of people need to change. People need a better health services. And the mothers are giving birth on the floor. 26 bed in 3-month hospital. What is it? 30 or 35 of them are going to give birth in 3 months. 10, 15 of them are giving birth on the floor. That's not right. Another priority, number 5th priority that I'm looking at is law and order in the city. Law and order is becoming a problem, but then it's tied to social issues. It boils down into money again when you look at it actually. So how do we stop the law and order? Law needs to be changed. And I'm looking at 2 perspectives. One is to control our increasing population, influx of people coming to the city. Secondly, I'm looking at training young men to go to be policemen. In part of NCD budget, I want to at least send 100 youths, every kids are drop out and doing nothing around, to send them to Bomana Police College to be trained as a policeman. They must be disciplined, come back and go and serve the community. I'll have a 5-year plan contract with them, paid from NCD, go and get training, come back, get employment, stay, and these people's behavior need to change. We need a lot of policemen in the society, in the city. They have to walk, patrol, and at least protect our citizens. I don't go to the market for the last 15, 20 years. I get scared. As a citizen, I get scared to go there. So I believe some of them are like that. So we need to recruit more young men to train them, and at least they must be disciplined. And at the same time, we're providing opportunity for them. So safety for our young girls and mothers are paramount. Therefore, law and order, we have to look at that perspective. To reduce crime, the youths are doing this. So youths are looking for money and getting trouble. So we need to accommodate the youth, put them to schools, train them to Bomana, let their life change. Secondly, also, law and order. I want to introduce martial law. After I create opportunity for them, after I provide free education for them, after I provided settlements and did everything for them, create opportunity, make money, there's no person to look for trouble or hold up a car or hold up a mother and get his phone or things like that. When everybody is satisfied, they've got money in their pocket. I create wealth for them. I give contract business to them. And I provide I give them a place to live. Like convert a settlement to suburbs. So they're drinking good water, living in a good house. Everybody's life is changed. They're living a better life. So there is no reason for one to commit a crime and rape a mother, steal his bag or something. I want to introduce the martial law. That person has to be killed on the spot if he rapes a woman. That's evidence already. But our current law says you have to go to the court beyond reasonable doubt. But that person is just seen this raped a woman. I take a car. So that's the evidence already there. So that's what we need to change the law. I need to change the law, especially in city, because this is a city that we want to have a safe environment. So I'll be negotiating that with the national government too, particularly in this NCD. I want to introduce that martial law for my residents. People must feel safe to go and travel in the night, walk in the night, because they're fearing criminals are holding them out. You see, so we need a tougher law. And secondly is, when I'm talking about the Vagrancy Act has to be introduced in the city, especially in the city. A lot of people are coming here with no job. If they want to come, they have to come in a tourist visa. Or if they have to come, they have to come, if they're coming for a holiday, come on tourist visa. If they're coming for work, they have to come for work and go back to wherever they stay. We don't want unnecessary influx of people coming here, So when a lot of people come, there is no job here. So what they do? They resort to crime, So that's what we need to have some control. I know it's constitutionally it's not right, but we have to put some control in place. So for our safety, for a law and order, we have to do these things. And thirdly is, I want to put money into the church. Those convicts and criminals are going up in Bomana. They come back, and they continue the same thing. If you put money into the churches, churches will train those convicts after they come back. They have to rehabilitate them, be a good citizen, train them to be a pastor. So the mindset is changed. In doing that, you'll see that the crime will reduce. People will tend to change their life and live a good life. So we will have a better city. So that is the things that I'm looking at to at least impose a veterans act. Number one. Two is introduce martial law, and then commit some money to the church to at least rehabilitate those youths who are going to convict them going out, come back after the good citizen.
You teach us in our classroom.
Number 6 is, I put it as a 6th priority because we must respect and give something to the native landowners, the landowner of the city. They've been overlooked for many, many years, especially the people of Motukoitabuan Villages. The city is being built on their land, and yet you can see that they're still living in the villages. No water, no sewage, they're living a really poor life, just as like everybody's living in the same. So how do we look after them? So I'm looking at 3 priorities to give it back to people of Motukoitabuan. First one is I'm looking at giving 10% back to people of Motukoitabuan. They rightfully deserve it. That's their money. These are Motukoitabuans. They have deserve 10%. But previously, currently, they've been getting 2% when they're supposed to get 10%. So when I get the power, I want to make sure that people of Motukoitabuan must have 10%. And this now, in these elections, I want to make sure that Motukoitabuan villages and the leaders must see where I'm coming from. I'm trying to assist. You have to elect a leader, choose a leader who's trying to do all this for you. So in my priority list, I put Motukoitabuan because they're the principal landowner of this city. We from Australia, we're coming and working and earning money and getting business and school and education and everything. And look at them, we are going to give something back to them. So as soon as I become the governor of the city, I want to give 10% back to them. In order to do that, I want to make sure that, and you have to decide these elections. Motukoitabuans have to decide which leader they have to vote, who has got a vision to assist them. And that will only demonstrate them in the voting, when the voting takes place in a few days' time, in the villages. Motukoitabuan villages, the big villages, Anubara, Tatana, Baruni, Haru.
Give me voting, Michael Kandiu.
Okay, my last 7 priority areas that I've been looking to address is empower men, women, and youths, and partner with church. How do we partner with church? We have to put money into the church. Church is a big major player also in terms of health, education, and law and order. Out of NCD budget, I would put some money into the church so church can at least play some role, especially for instance, the convicts, the people who are in the jail. We're talking about law and order increasing. I don't see our policeman is a solution to it. Buying more cars and vehicles and giving to a policeman is not a solution to it. Giving money to a church is a solution. Those criminals who committed crime and going to Bomona, they have to come back, and the church has to build a rehabilitation center and train these men and women to become a better citizen. That's the solution. Not buying so many vehicles and giving to the police. There's no solution to it. So I want to partner with church, put money into the church so the churches can build rehabilitation center and groom these youths, coming back from the jail or whatever, or even the people in the streets. They can go out and spread the gospel, outreach, and preach, and then convince people and change their life. So it is better we have to support the church. So that's how we work along with the church. So you're talking about law and order and social issues. We have got law there, but people are breaking law. But there's no solution to it. You're sending them to Bomana, it's not a solution. They go, they come back, they still continue to do that. The solution is the church. Church has to provide, teach them with the word of God, and they change their life. So those are some of the things. And then empowering women and youth. How do we empower mothers, struggling mothers, been sleeping at home, doing nothing? So those are the reasons that I want to encourage them to build some market for them and buy some scooter, give it to them. So at least you just take them out from the poverty line. The youth, I want to make sure that they set up some schools for them, give them advanced training so that thousands of them will drop out. When you talk about youth giving contracts and little job, that's not a solution. Empower them, to shut them out, put some good schools for them, training schools, skill training, so they can create an opportunity, create employment for them, so they can get a permanent job, so that at least they generate an income. That's the only way we can do that, So to empower men, women, youth, and churches, we'll have to work together to encourage them to do something, provide something, create facilities for them, sporting activities, or give some tools, or give some land and go to cultivate. At least we create an opportunity for them, So That's why I want to work along with church and mothers and youth and create a youth desk for them in NCD. So that's where the youths can come and get direct services from them. Mothers, I want to work with the mothers especially, empower them, sewing machines. They set up the schools for them, build a shade for them, put sewing machine, let them cut metal, supply the uniform to the schools. Why are we giving to the foreigners to run a tailoring business when our mothers are doing nothing, the sisters are doing nothing, young girls are doing nothing? We have to train them. That is how we need to empower mothers and young girls. So I don't want to see them next year. I don't want to see the NCD will buy uniform in the shops. They have to come out from the mothers in the settlements or wherever they are. They have to show the clothes, uniforms, and supply straight to the schools. So that is how I'm empowering mothers and young kids.
Michael Kandiu. 19.
Look at music, and creative arts. How do we promote them? Publicans are naturally creative arts. They can grow and do something like that, and even the music. So not only sports, we have been spending a lot of money in the sports. Look at the music industry. We have not supported them. So that's the way that I want to empower these youths, at least create an opportunity for them. Particularly in NCD, I want to go into arts and culture and music as well. And these are the raw talent that people have not discovered. So I want to put money into that, especially the youths to empower. At least they make some living. Sports is you just playing sport and you're grooming yourself. Few of them are going to Australia and playing, but not all of them. Music is the biggest industry. Art, drawing. Those are some things that I want to empower our young men and women so they can create opportunity for them, create employment for them, and at least everybody's happy. That's it.
People is a family.